So many protests, everyone is oppressed. Nobody has freedom at anyone else's expense. I must insist that civilization must cease to exist. I'm an anarcho-primitivist. We must resist empire and its many clients, they're all tyrants. My Xerxes-esque verses will burn down churches to murder perjurous neoconservatives for the disservice. They deserve it. Perdue correctly said property is theft and influenced by Kunin. We need much more than a revolution. Progress is a myth. Technology inflicts pollution upon earth as persecution. Hence what Edward Abbey said was the industrial way of death. Civilization is self-destructive and meant to oppress. When ignoring the facts, some have resorted to an ad hominem, i.e. a personal attack. The appeal to hypocrisy is obviously a logical fallacy. To blame us for using technology will in civilization's clutches, as if blaming a cripple for using crutches. Anarcho-primitivism is what I believe in. There can't be freedom where there is authority, hierarchy, and other crimes of the civilized. I support nomadic forager tribes. I call for liberation, so abolish civilization. Authority and hierarchy have divided us and lied to us. We have been told that our rights were recognized and wouldn't be denied. Empire has tried to deprive us of our skills that we needed to survive. The low-lives who hide behind a badge fabricate crimes to meet their quotas. They patrol us and enforce their war upon us. Empire and its apartheid has to end, and we need not let it slide ever again. We can easily resist them, and we will win. We outnumber and outwit the oppressors. We can do much more than merely demonstrate against them. They intend to arrest anyone who protests them, but we don't have to let them. If we had all been killed, then there'd be nobody to oppress when there's none of us left. I told them I won't tolerate the laws and hate they have caused for so many years. I made myself clear they didn't hear because they had lard in their ears. Yet we are precisely what their empire should fear. Much like the Irish volunteers, we are undefeated. Those who profit from apartheid have repeated their lies, but that doesn't make them come true. We must liberate the earth, as that's what we are obligated to do. I call for liberation, so abolish civilization. The apologists' arguments they brought in were all straw men, thus prompting the protagonist's bombardment of arrows shot at lawmen. Authorities worldwide are horrified, mortified. Our transmogrified rebellion while they hide, fortified. 'Twas more than insurrection or revolution, defying dystopia so disastrous. Recline on a throne and pass around a bone and laugh, right back at those who laugh at us. Sent far out to inexplicable dimensions of realms again, in spotted hyenas' dens, under dissociative anesthesia in the fens, feeling the frequencies applicable when chakras are cleansed. Scandalous manuscripts were found where there were alleged terrorists in the well-kept depths of the underground. I refer to the purr as an ambient sound while tearing down civilizations as I awaken to break through. Kedrick the head trip. Freak roaming the streets singing Cardation Dantation without providing any translation or even an explanation. Big flat feet steadily stomp upon the agents of civilization. I do the best I can to lend a helping hand whenever I can. Arcane, I question how long I'll remain before I head back to Summerland. I condemn the civilized disregard for innocent lives. Troglodyte, rebel with spears and bows and arrows and obsidian knives. I'll walk upstairs that used to be there. Maybe somebody will deduce enough to care. I'll walk through walls like they haven't been built yet, inexplicably as chill as can get. A pterodactyloid from an extragalactic planetoid had enjoyed elaborate escapades devoid of dystopian disasters to avoid. Anthropomorphic arthropods depicted with ambiguous distortions vaguely stylized. There were paleoarchaeologists who knew about the antlers on the gods who utilized fruit for youth to revitalize.
with relentless temerity. I express solidarity, I have the emphasis and clarity. I'm an innovator, not an instigator. I'm a nature liberator, against any discriminator. And I've been more than just a demonstrator. I pioneer being medicinal and high for years. So polarizing and divine and revered, I'll also despise and fear. For being a broke rock star, just wise and weird. Not to digress from the point. Spoke up pregnant, second generation joy. I believe in anarcho-primitivism. I support brave cave women. Or the spell that they doubt left. That property is theft. I'm about to get improper and incorrect. I recollect an era when I had already rejected propaganda. I'm ahead of my time. I'm doing attention to the fire. I'm well read like many greats. I initiate resistance to state. Sedition will obliterate, goes to pillage and hate. I'll be correct like Edgar Casey, I'm the best, just wait. I'm condemning Bill Gates, I'm rebelling against states. I've been testing many presidents and presidential candidates. The heads of states segregate, and they spread pestilence and hate. They fester and decay.
Ingenuity, continuity, congruity, acuity, facing scrutiny, raising mutiny, lucidly like a true gypsy. Kedrick the head trip, psychedelic epic, runic divination, therapeutic herb, mushrooms and roots. Induce this, intuitively influenced. Aesthetics of music, elusive, conducive to commemorative penmanship that's consecutive. Immaculate Om chant, astrological, philosophical like Immanuel Kant, primordial, clairvoyant, I'm cognizant and benevolent. Embrace this and go scavenging with javelins, shape shift into a makeshift spaceship, traveling, rambling on to the Amazon's pantheon with the feral, amiable animals and egalitarian heroines are jamming on Grateful Dead songs and recording electronic voice phenomenon. Classic, empathic, ecstatic, eclectic, eccentric, syncretic, authentic, poetic, aesthetic, telekinetic, telepathic, sympathetic magic has conjured some pure ectoplasmic entity in this dead, heady tent city with its psychedelic hippies. Speak of equality and equity, we don't pray, we merely say blessed be, especially at the medicinal weed dispensary. We are defending peace with empathy, this be spiritual ecstasy. Everyone oppressed, every refugee gets our sympathy. Wizardry is giving me an epiphany apolitically. I exist to be instantly primitive and at peace. There has to be resistance to be free. Ingenuity, continuity, congruity, acuity, facing scrutiny, raising mutiny, lucidly like a true gypsy. To govern means to control, therefore to oppress. Warfare tears apart our planet. Humans have not made progress. People were deprived of peaceful lives when they became civilized. Yet humans were healthy when primitive. Now they're inflicted with illnesses which mostly didn't exist. In prehistory, there was liberty, equality, and peace. Now this planet's war-torn, polluted, and diseased. Civilizations and states induce hate and instigate wars. They deprive people of being what they are, which they had been before. Humans only equal to other animals, yet governments have caused such evil as polluting the earth we all inhabit. Gatherers in small tribes in prehistoric times with healthy lives compared to being oppressed and terrorized. As we've all been for about 5,000 years, governments control people via making them hate and fear. Empire is weak, doomed to collapse. That reality is out of its grasp. It's instigating yet more wars to cause its own demise like suicide. People will be fed up and will react to resist the warmongering regime, no longer fooled by its schemes. It has brutalized this earth and its inhabitants, yet it can barely maintain its own terror campaigns. Its occupation
civilizations and wars have exhausted it. Dismantle and abolish it. Kedrick to head trip. Cacti, Pterosaur.
I'm always up for rising up. I'm down to bring civilization down. I don't exaggerate the need to shatter the state right about now, because the era is over, but we might have thought it was too late to rise up in arms and abolish the state. We'll still overcome and take gone the days when we didn't have to wear gloves and skin ass and tote flags of green and black. We must fight back with sabotage. Now that this talk of martial law, empire must fall. Injustice is the law, civilization harms us all. I'm opposed to all governments, not only some of it. There should be none of it. War is so wrong that we should roll up on the White House front lawn with some swords drawn. We are all enslaved. We must take up arms against the state. And a drum circle around the fire. We spoke of opposing empire in this police state, where people are controlled by fear and they feel the hate. We need to liberate the earth. We should return to nature and so rarely work. That will be at ease. There shall be peace when there is anarchy. We should dismember the state. I listen to Grateful Dead every day because it's headed this way. We should all rebel in the streets against regimes. I attend music festivals. Empire's abuse is indefensible. I'm a supporter of immortal technique. I'm opposed to all war and regimes. We should kick all police off of the streets. Wake up and rage. Burn some sage to purify and cleanse. Wear the hemp, liberate us all. We're all oppressed. Kedrick the head trip. Cacti, Pterosaur. Stop rising, you know what I'm saying?
As I candy flip, I write these rhymes to denounce the real terrorists. Empire in its many client states. We must annihilate them to liberate this planet and all of its inhabitants. Its elaborate plots must be sabotaged so that we can return to peace and love. The awesome party that was prehistoric humanity was a reality for 2 million years before. Civilization establishes control by causing ignorance and fear. Hence the many wars across the globe. Civilization must not be replaced after being overthrown. I laugh at states when resistance assassinates some dipshit who shouldn't have existed in the first place. Like when IRA collaborates with Fedayeen to oppose brutal regimes, for there was a cruel law against the wearing of the green. I'm all about the Ireland-Palestine solidarity campaign. We need more stones to sling at tanks to liberate peoples, as them evil ones get trampled by 164 minotaurs with pitchforks. as Afghan opium lords stab vocal cords during global wars. This planet will be healed by hemp. There will be a free Tibet. There won't be any more Iraqi civil war when we win this. There will be an end to the crimes empire inflicts upon the indigenous. As I candy flip. As I candy flip. Kedrick to head trip. Cacti Pterosaur. We're the earth liberators who resist invaders with our widowmakers. I'm a dead-heady raver with the charm on hemp, calling for armed self-defense, because counter-militancy is necessary and psychedelic therapy. I'm for the post-left anarchy and the free love and polyamory. When there's war to resist, we resort to this that mostly consists of rhymes by an anarcho-primitivist. We should return to our origins as nomads foraging with no war to bring. Now we overthrow kings. Hemp holds these rose-quartz beads. As my comrades and I protest in the streets, we're rebels opposed to all regimes. Kedrick the head trip. Cacti Pterosaur. We're the earth liberators who resist invaders with our widowmakers. I'm a dead-heady raver with the charm on hemp, calling for armed self-defense, because counter-militancy is necessary and psychedelic therapy. I'm for the post-left anarchy and the free love and polyamory. When there's war to resist, we resort to this that mostly consists of rhymes by an anarcho-primitivist. We should return to our origins as nomads foraging with no war to bring. Now we overthrow kings. Hemp holds these rose-quartz beads. As my comrades and I protest in the streets, we're rebels opposed to all regimes. Kedrick the head trip. Cacti Pterosaur. Kedrick the head trip. Vibe Rhymes Manifesto. Active psychos worldwide. This is for your mind, so open wide. All throughout what's called time. Music like an ocean of doses. It's opening of sorcerers' minds manifested. It's expansion of human intellect, kind of similar to that of a dolphin, often involves serotonin and or endorphins. Some record a jam so fluent, yet therapeutic, who were cannabis users in Egypt in ancient times. They get high.
When a human source is present, a party with its audience, people can generally vibe well in many cases. Many faces are high, as some spellcasting shamans, as healthy as rosters with fewer wrinkles and who live longer, unite to smoke ganja. Active psychos worldwide, this is for your mind, so open wide. Oh, throughout what's called time. Music like an ocean of doses. Its opening of sorcerer's mind manifested its expansion of human intellect, kind of similar to that of a dolphin or something. Often involves serotonin and or endorphins. Some are called a jam so fluid yet therapeutic with cannabis use in ancient times. And Egypt they get high. When a human source of music is present to party with its audience, people can generally vibe well. In many cases, many faces are high. Some spellcasting shamans, as healthy as rosters with fewer wrinkles and who live longer, unite to smoke ganja. Active psychos worldwide, this is for your mind, so open wide. All throughout what's called time. Dose to this beat.
Kedrick the head trip. The apologists' arguments they brought in were all straw men, prompting the protagonist's bombardment of arrows shot at lawmen. Society alarmingly underwhelmed on a vessel on fire, drunk at the helm. Freak roaming the streets singing caudation, dantation, without providing any translation or even an explanation. Big flat feet steadily stomp upon the agents of civilization. I do the best I can to lend a helping hand whenever I can. Arcade, I question how long I'll remain before heading back to Summerland. I'll walk up the stairs that used to be there. Maybe somebody will deduce enough to care. I'll walk through walls like they hadn't been built yet, inexplicably as chill as can get. I condemn the civilized disregard for innocent lives. Troglodyte I rebel with spears and bows and arrows and obsidian knives. A pterodactyloid from an extragalactic planetoid had enjoyed elaborate escapades devoid dystopian disasters to avoid. Anthropomorphic arthropods depicted with ambiguous proportions vaguely stylized. Paleoarchaeologists knew about the antlers on the gods who utilized fruit for youth to revitalize. Authorities worldwide are horrified, mortified. I transmogrified rebellion while they hide, fortified. 'Tis more than revolution or insurrection to find dystopia so disastrous. Recline on a throne and pass around a bone and laugh right back at those who laugh at us. Set fire out to inexplicable dimensions of realms again. Inspired hyenas dens under dissociative anesthesia in the fens. Feeling the frequencies applicable when chakras are cleansed. Scandalous manuscripts from Atlantis were found within were alleged terrorists in the well-kept depths of the underground. I refer to the purr as an ambient sound whilst tearing down civilizations as I awaken to break through. Kedrick the head trip, Cypressionist from Connecticut, Cacti Pterosaur.